Today we're turning all that leftover pulled pork into smoky, cheesy, wood-fired pizza, the kind of a backyard upgrade that might make your neighbors consider jumping the fence. And we're doing it on the BigHorn 12-inch pellet pizza oven, today's sponsor, and also the reason my balcony's doing a great job pretending it's Italy while my rent still screams Los Angeles. And guess what? This is my very first pizza oven and my very first time using one. So not only do I get to show you how to make an insanely good, affordable pizza at home no matter your skill level, but I also get to show you how I accidentally created this little abomination. My poor little Goonie sloth, rip little buddy, all coming up on Poor Choices Kitchen. And a quick shout out to BigHorn Outdoor for sending me this absolute beast of a pellet pizza oven. It hits 660 degrees Fahrenheit in under 20 minutes and gives you that crispy wood-fired flavor right from your backyard, or in my case, a moderately rebellious apartment balcony. Lightweight, easy to set up, and cooks a full pizza in about 90 seconds. You'll see more of it throughout the episode, but huge thanks to BigHorn for letting me live out my pizza dreams. First things first, we need a sauce, and since we're using leftovers, let's balance that with something fresh, because we're grown-ups with refined taste buds and a need to show off. So we're gonna throw a little bit of olive oil into a saucepan, and then we're gonna saute some red onions and chopped up garlic until they're nice and fragrant. And I would like to point out that you should probably give your onion like a 1-minute head start and then add your garlic in so it doesn't burn. Then we're gonna stir in some crushed tomatoes, a splash of red wine, and save a sip for yourself because hydration matters, some chopped up fresh basil, salt and pepper, and just a pinch of sugar to keep things balanced. I also added in 1/4 of a cup of water while keeping another 1/4 cup of water on standby in case the sauce reduces too much. And we just want to let that simmer for about 30 to 40 minutes, stirring occasionally so all the flavors can hook up and make some sauce magic. And as I always say, taste before you call it done. It might need some more salt, some more sugar, or just the power of positive thinking. But once it's dialed in, just let it cool. Fridge time definitely helps the flavors get to know each other, and this batch will keep up for 4 days and works for multiple pizzas. Now for our dough, I'm grabbing some fresh store-bought pizza dough, but if you want to make your own dough, I've actually got a recipe linked in another video somewhere here on this screen. But this shortcut, totally worth it today, and since you made that sauce from scratch, we can shave some time here. Just make sure the dough is at room temperature before you work with it. Trust me, cold dough is the enemy of good pizza and the beginning of sadness. All right, let's fire up the BigHorn 12-inch pellet pizza oven. This thing hits up to 660 degrees Fahrenheit in under 20 minutes. We're talking Neapolitan level speed with pizza cooking in like 90 seconds flat. All powered by wooden pellets. You just pop them in, light them up, and you're good to go. It is that simple. And trust me, you can crank out a lot of pizzas in a short amount of time with this little beast. So back to our dough. First, we're gonna throw down some Semolina flour onto our peel, and this is gonna help prevent any sticking, and you should be able to shove it right off into the oven. And there are many techniques and ways to stretch dough. This is just mine. So if you worked in a pizza shop, feel free to scream into a pillow. I apologize. First, I'm gonna press outward with my fingers, and then I'm just gonna pass it back and forth over my knuckles, letting gravity do most of the work. And with room temperature dough, this should be pretty easy. Just check that the thickness of the dough is even all across the middle because this pizza oven cooks really fast and we don't want thick pockets of dough because they won't cook through and you'll be left with goopy interior sadness like this. By the way, my little Goonie sloth here was my test pizza. This was the result of not letting my dough get up to room temperature so it didn't cook evenly. Also, it was way too thick for this style of pizza and cooking, and I put too much sauce on it. If you want a saucy pizza like I do, consider a light layer on the base and then dollops of sauce on top of your toppings. Lastly, I got a little too aggressive with my first launch and literally launched it straight into the back of the unit. Lesson learned, I still ate the cooked toppings and they were delicious. Breadless pizza, I'm sure there's a name for that. Maybe cholesterol? So again, stretch your dough to about 12 inches. My pizza peel here is actually 12 inches, so I know where my boundaries are. And then just spread a thin layer of that sauce. Shower it with some shredded mozzarella and cheddar because no one ever complained about too much cheese. And then we pile on that leftover pulled pork as much as you like. And by the way, the exact recipe I use for mine is linked on here. And if you don't have leftovers, guess what? Store-bought pulled pork works just fine. Zero shame there. For a bit of sweet heat, we're gonna toss on some thinly sliced red onions and pickled jalapeños. Whatever makes your heart happy, but this combo is clutch. And by now, our BigHorn should be fired up and ready to launch. One of the coolest things about this oven is its innovative heat design. The flames roll from the rear across the top and to the front. So instead of scorching one side of your pizza like a bad summer sunburn, you get even consistent heat. That means a gorgeous, evenly cooked crust with those tasty charred spots that scream legit. So carefully launch your pizza right onto the stone. It's the grown-up equivalent of a trust fall, and keep a close eye on it because at these temps, things go from Neapolitan to napalm in a heartbeat. And don't worry about that wobble, that's actually from my table. The BigHorn Pizza Pellet Oven is sturdy and durable, but I do recommend putting it on something more stable than a folding table. Give it a quarter turn every 20 to 30 seconds to keep everything golden and bubbly. And after about 90 seconds total, when the cheese is bubbling and the crust looks like it spent the weekend in Cabo, we're gonna pull that bad boy out. Hit it with a drizzle of your favorite barbecue sauce like you're signing your edible masterpiece, add some cilantro or green onions if you want it to look fancy, and just like that, leftover pulled pork becomes a backyard pizza so good it would cost you $30 at one of those trendy downtown spots. You know what I'm talking about, the ones with the Edison bulbs and those reclaimed wood menus. And the best part about this entire experience is that the BigHorn is lightweight, it's compact, and easy to set up solo. It's got foldable legs, it fits almost anywhere, and I had it ready in under 15 minutes. And most of that was me trying to avoid a particularly aggressive wasp. So whether you're camping, tailgating, or setting up shop on a tiny apartment balcony, this little beast delivers wood-fired pizza magic without the drama, and no tipping required. And if you're still on the fence about a pizza oven, remember this, it's great for more than just pizza. You can roast vegetables, you can toast some flatbread, you can cook small meats like steak, endless other uses, so you're not just buying a device that can only do one thing, you can pretty much wood fire anything, and I highly encourage you to try it. So check out the link in the description and level up your grill game this summer. Alright, enough talking, let's slice into this beauty because me and this wasp are hungry. So pour up another glass of something cold and celebrate the fact that even leftovers can be legendary. Cheers, y'all.